Riding FX is easy and convenient. FX stations are designated with an FX sign. They're served by 60-foot bendy buses that arrive every 12 minutes, so you're never waiting around. Use the station's transit tracker to see when the next bus arrives. When the bus arrives, you can board at any door. There are hop readers inside each door, which let you pay with a contactless credit card, phone, hop card, or hop ticket. If you're paying cash, board at the front door and use the fare box. If you need mobility assistance, such as a boarding ramp, use the front door. Priority seating for seniors and people with disabilities is located at the front of the bus near the operator. Carts and strollers are okay, but they should be folded if possible and held securely to keep everyone safe. People with bikes should board at the rear door and use the bike rack inside the bus. If the racks are full, please exit and wait for the next bus. When you're ready to get off the bus, press the Stop Request button or pull the cord to let the operator know you want the next stop. Thanks for riding. Bringing your bike on an FX bus is a little different than our other buses because you bring it inside the bus. Enter through the rear door. Make sure to tap the hop reader with your hop card or phone to pay your fare. If you're paying with cash, please first secure your bike in the rack, then walk to the front of the bus to place your fare in the fare box. Bikes are stored in easy-to-use roll-in racks. Each bus has one rack to store 2 bikes. Follow the instructions on the bike rack to secure your bike. If the bike rack is full, please exit and wait for the next bus, which should arrive in 12 minutes or less. When you're ready to get off the bus, press the Stop Request button or pull the cord to let the operator know you want the next stop. Then, follow the posted instructions to remove your bike from the rack and exit through the rear door. Thanks for riding. If you're using a mobility device, please board at the front door. Priority seating is located at the front of the bus near the operator. Each bus has a front door ramp and 2 spaces available for riders using mobility devices. One space is rear-facing, and the other is front-facing. The rear-facing seat has a flexible self-securement system that allows the rider to secure their mobility device without assistance from the operator. The securement system for the front-facing space requires operator help. Please let the operator know when you board if you'll need assistance for the front-facing space. When you're ready to get off the bus, press the Stop Request button to let the operator know you want the next stop. And if you're using a front-facing space, tell the operator that you need assistance with the securement system. The operator will deploy the ramp for you to exit through the front door, and you'll be on your way. Thanks for riding. Riding FX is easy and convenient. FX stations are designated with an FX sign. They're served by 60-foot bendy buses that arrive every 12 minutes, so you're never waiting around. Use the station's transit tracker to see when the next bus arrives. When the bus arrives, you can board at any door. There are hop readers inside each door, which let you pay with a contactless credit card, phone, hop card, or hop ticket. If you're paying cash, board at the front door and use the fare box. If you need mobility assistance, such as a boarding ramp, use the front door. Priority seating for seniors and people with disabilities is located at the front of the bus near the operator. Carts and strollers are okay, but they should be folded if possible and held securely to keep everyone safe. People with bikes should board at the rear door and use the bike rack inside the bus. If the racks are full, please exit and wait for the next bus. When you're ready to get off the bus, press the Stop Request button or pull the cord to let the operator know you want the next stop. Thanks for riding. Bringing your bike on an FX bus is a little different than our other buses because you bring it inside the bus. Enter through the rear door. Make sure to tap the hop reader with your hop card or phone to pay your fare. If you're paying with cash, please first secure your bike in the rack, then walk to the front of the bus to place your fare in the fare box. Bikes are stored in easy-to-use roll-in racks. Each bus has one rack to store 2 bikes. Follow the instructions on the bike rack to secure your bike. If the bike rack is full, please exit and wait for the next bus, which should arrive in 12 minutes or less. When you're ready to get off the bus, press the Stop Request button or pull the cord to let the operator know you want the next stop. Then, follow the posted instructions to remove your bike from the rack and exit through the rear door. Thanks for riding. If you're using a mobility device, please board at the front door. Priority seating is located at the front of the bus near the operator. Each bus has a front door ramp and 2 spaces available for riders using mobility devices. One space is rear-facing, and the other is front-facing. The rear-facing seat has a flexible self-securement system that allows the rider to secure their mobility device without assistance from the operator. The securement system for the front-facing space requires operator help. Please let the operator know when you board if you'll need assistance for the front-facing space. When you're ready to get off the bus, press the Stop Request button to let the operator know you want the next stop. And if you're using a front-facing space, tell the operator that you need assistance with the securement system. The operator will deploy the ramp for you to exit through the front door, and you'll be on your way. Thanks for riding.
We're gonna get you to another one rides the bus.
I have warm coffee in my hand and a podcast in my ear. There's enough new episodes to last me for a year. But I'm so comfy in my seat, I think I missed my stop. And that's okay, cause I'm having fun and there's more folks coming up, yeah! Another one rides the bus. Another one rides the bus. And another gets on, and another gets on, and another one rides the bus.
Who's gonna sit by you?
Another one rides the bus. Is there a percussion thing? Is my birthday? Further up Division Street, and my face is turning blue. I haven't been in a crowd like this since I went to see The Who. Well, I should have gotten out a mile ago, but I couldn't get to the door. This accordion bus, it's so dang big, never gonna go pick up more. Hey! Another one rides the bus. Another one rides the bus. And another gets on, and another gets on. Another one rides the bus. Hey, he's gonna sit by you. Another one rides the bus. Another one rides the bus, and another one rides the bus. Another one rides the bus, and another one rides the bus. Hey, another one rides the bus. 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 Hey. That's one. Here we go. Thank you all for making your buses look like accordions to fit more people. We're Paper Bellows.
We are the Paper Bellows. We'll see you very soon. Cool. On the bus.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Paper Bellows, everybody. If we could give them a big round of applause. That work? Okay. Okay. I'm going to call over. Can I please get everybody's attention? Thank you all so much for coming out for this. This project has been years in the making, and we're so excited to have everybody here for the FX2.
Hang on for a sec. If you can hear me, clap twice. Can hear me, clap 3 times. You now have the podium.
Thank you all for coming out to the FX2-Division opening ceremony. We're getting the party started now with TriMet General Manager Sam DeSue Jr.
Good morning, Portland. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Just want to say welcome to all of you and thank you all for being here today. I'd like to thank Portland Community College and Dr. Adrian Bennings for hosting us today at this beautiful campus. Let's give a big round of applause. Thank you. Today is a celebration for TriMet, for our partners, our riders, and the community. The FX2-Division grand opening celebration gets underway shortly along the Division Street corridor with festivals, fun activities for the whole family. It's all made possible due to the generous support from all of our sponsors, including Raymore Construction, our supporting sponsors is Light, Regency Blue Cross Blue Shield, Nova Bus, PGE, and WSP Design. Our community sponsors are Metro, Oregon Department of Transportation, Landscape Forms, Moda Health, Kaiser Permanente, Mission Square Retirement, and DKS Associates. I would like to say thank you to all of the sponsors. You are helping make this day memorable for our community. Thank you very much. Also making this day memorable is our special guest, Linda Gerke. Linda is the Region 10 Administrator of the Federal Transit Administration. Regional Administrator Linda Gerke is responsible for the administrations of federal funds for public transportation in Alaska, Idaho, Washington, and here at home, Oregon. We are so honored to have you join us, Linda. In January 2020, TriMet, the FTA, and our partners kicked off the Division Transit Project. Surrounded by the colorful images reflecting the diversity, culture, and vibrant spirit of Division Street, we launched a campaign that was called A Division of Possibilities. Never has a slogan been more fitting than this. Not only has a Division Transit made it better and possible, but also made the service that we're going to provide, a faster type of bus service, possible. The project transformed a high crash corridor, making it possible to safely walk, bike, and drive along and across Division Street. When a worldwide pandemic shook us to the core and so much seemed impossible, Raymore Construction and all of their subcontractors persevered. They showed it was possible to complete this project on time despite pandemic-related struggles. I want to acknowledge Jeff Moreland Sr., who joined us today on stage, and the entire team at Raymore. Not only did Raymore earn the Division Transit Project contract, the largest in Oregon for a disadvantaged business enterprise, or DBE, for Raymore's dedication to providing opportunity for other minority-owned DBEs made it not only possible to reach our combined goal for DBE participation, but to shadow it. Thank you, Jeff. I'm thrilled to say the Division Transit Project was built for the community, by the community, with Raymore and the 41 other DBEs completed more than 75% of the construction to date. That's not the most, that's the most of any major TriMet project ever in our history. There's a quote by a Buddhist monk named Thich Nhat Hanh, who Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. called an apostle of peace and nonviolence. That's fitting for today. We have more possibilities available in each moment than we realize. While the Division Transit Project has realized so many possibilities, more possibilities lie ahead with the launch of TriMet FX, Frequent Express. FX is a higher tier of bus service with transit signal priority, dedicated bus lanes at key locations to keep the buses moving around congestion rather than being stuck in it. Stations located where rider demand is greatest, shortening travel times while providing more transit connections, new investments with stations that have shelters, digital displays, and other amenities in East Portland, Commissioner Hardesty, and throughout the corridor. Platforms near level with buses, all-door boardings to reduce stop times, longer buses, room for more than 60% more riders on board, and then bicycles on board. FX will mean a quicker, more reliable trip between downtown Portland and Gresham with buses running every 12 minutes. Tomorrow, TriMet launches what we plan to be our first FX line, but not the only one. The FX2-Division line and the new type of bus service for our riders is only possible due to the financial support of our partners, especially the Federal Transit Administration. Half of the funding of this project, $87.4 million, came from the FTA. Along with Regional Administrator Gerke, I want to also thank FTA Administrator Nuria Fernandez. While Administrator Fernandez had a last-minute schedule change, we appreciate her partnership and continued support of TriMet. I also want to recognize and thank U.S. Secretary Pete Buttigieg for his support for transit, especially during the challenges of the pandemic and his keen insight of the vital role transit plays in the overall transportation system. I would also like to acknowledge all of our partners who made the Division Transit Project and our new FX service possible. So if you could just wave when I raise your hand so people will know who you are. The Oregon Congressional Delegation, including Congressman Earl Blumenauer, who joins us today. Governor Kate Brown, our local state lawmakers, including Senators Michael Dimbrow, Chris Gorsuch, who are joining us, along with Representatives Rick Ruiz, Omar Sandoval, and Andrea Valderrama. The Oregon Department of Transportation, including Director Chris Strickler, who's joining us today. Metro and Council President Lynn Peterson, as well as Councilors Duncan Wong, Shirley Craddock, Mary Nolan, Garrett Rosenthal. Thank you for joining us today. The City of Portland and the Portland Bureau of Transportation, thank you, Mayor Willer and Commissioner Joanne Hardesty, for speaking today. Along with Commissioners Colin Rubio, Dan Ryan, and Vegas Maps for joining us today. The City of Gresham, we appreciate Mayor Travis Stovall for being here, along with Gresham Council President Eddie Morales, Councilors Dina DiNucci, Mario Camaro, Sue Piazza, and Vince Jones-Dixon. Multnomah County Chair Deborah Kafori and Commissioners Jessica Vega Peterson, Lori Stegman, whose districts the new I want to recognize my board, the TriMet board. I want to recognize the dedication of the TriMet board of directors. Vice President Lori Irish-Beilman for joining us here on stage, as well as Director Ozzie Gonzalez, Dr. Laverne Lewis, Director Kathy Way, Director Keith Edwards. Also would like to recognize that our board president, President Linda Simmons, could not be here with us. Thank you all. And also Director Thomas Kim. I want to recognize our friends at C-Tran, CEO Sean Donahue, who's back in the back as well. Thank you for your assistance. And I would like to recognize all of the TriMet staff. If you just stand up, if you're TriMet staff, please stand up. You were instrumental in the success of this project. Also, I would like to thank our ATU 757 President, Shirley Block, who's unable to be here today. I want to thank Jan Campbell, my longtime chair of our Committee on Accessible Transportation. Thank you, Jan, for being here with us today. Thank you for the CAT participation in this project here. We really appreciate it. And lastly, I want to thank all the people who live, who work, and play along Division Street. Let's give them a big round of applause. This day has been in the making for the last 8 years and would not be possible without your input, your patience, and your understanding during this construction. I would like to introduce our FTA Region 10 Administrator, Linda Gerke. Linda joined the FTA Region 10 office as a community planner in 1996 and became the Deputy Regional Administrator in 1998. From 2012 to 2016, she served as the FTA Region 8 Regional Administrator in Denver, Colorado, before returning to Region 10 in Seattle. Regional Administrator Gerke has over 35 years of public sector experience with multiple agencies and a variety of leadership positions. She is innovative and a proven leader, working with agencies to move the FTA's mission forward for the development and revitalization of public transportation systems. Please join me in bringing up Administrator Gerke.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam. I'm going to be reading mine, just so you know. Hi, everybody. The gang's all here. I worked with TriMet for an awful long time. No cat calls out in the audience, please. I wanted to say that Administrator Fernandez had her last-minute regrets and wasn't able to attend, so I'm here representing FTA from Region 10 office. As many of you know and have heard, FTA's administrator speaks well, so please do as I do. When you hear the speech, it's written for her. When I start a new book series, I go to the library and I get an audiobook, and then I read the book with the character's voice. So Nuria, she has a soft, articulate voice and cadence with a little lilt of the Caribbean and Central America. You can ignore my voice because it's my parents' fault that they were 5-pack-a-day smokers, and they gifted me with that gravelly voice. Now to Nuria's prepared speech. I'm a little shaky too. Thank you, Sam, and good morning, everyone. On behalf of Administrator Fernandez, Secretary Buttigieg, and the Biden-Harris administration, it is exciting to be here with you in Portland for the kickoff of FX2-Division. I want to recognize Congressman Earl Blumenauer, one of the most committed advocates for transit in Washington, D.C., as well as the local officials who have supported the project throughout the process. I also want to thank Sam and his team, everybody here that just stood up, plus Metro and all the other partners, for their hard work to get us to this point. Without them, we would not be here today. I also want to acknowledge Jeff Moreland Sr., President of Raymore Construction. Nuria is thrilled to see a local minority-owned enterprise chosen to oversee construction of the line. It is so rewarding to see our federal funding go to the talent right here in Portland. Clearly, a project like Division Line does not happen without strong teamwork and a vision at every level. It is no surprise that we are standing here today. I'm almost ready to fall over, so I am standing. I really am shaking. Let me see, where was I? It's no surprise standing here today, given TriMet's history of innovation, from the unique transit-focused design of the Tillamook Crossing Bridge to pioneering the use of open source data in trip planning, which has become a model for the industry. Not many people know we can thank TriMet for being able to pull transit directions on Google Maps. Did y'all know that? Okay. There you go. There we go. Okay, where was I? Today we are celebrating another innovative project from TriMet, combining the capacity and reliability of the buses with modern amenities that will mean a faster, cleaner, and smoother ride for people in Portland and Gresham. Gresham, I mentioned Gresham a lot too. It's not just Portland. FTA is happy to support TriMet's Division Transit project with 87. You got an extra 0.4 million. 87.4. Providing federal support to the project will improve safety, lessen the area's environmental footprint, and help get people here where they need to go faster and more efficiently. And by the way, Michael Kaiser, isn't it under budget? Anyone familiar with TriMet's bus service can see the difference transit makes. TriMet buses already serve over 10,000 riders per day on this corridor. Transit keeps our communities connected so we can come together and celebrate on happy days like today. That connectivity is a testament to the excellent regional planning and collaboration that makes Portland metro area one of the nation's leaders in making jobs and opportunities accessible through public transportation. There's a whole bunch of people out here that did it. Now, the added capacity and better service for FX will allow even more people to take transit where they need to go, which is one of the best things we can do for the planet. FX buses already use renewable diesel, and the entire transit fleet will be zero emission by 2040. President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law included major investments in next generation vehicles, and the industry is stepping up thanks to major increases to FDA's bus grant programs, so I hope you apply. TriMet just received funding to renovate Beaverton Transit Center to accommodate electric buses. And I think that's on the Better Red Line, isn't it? That's going to be coming up next. The Division project shows how transformative it can be to combine clean, modern buses with fast service and the latest technology. I am pleased to be here representing NURIA today and help kick off a new era. Good luck and prosperity for the Portland metro area. Thank you very much for inviting NURIA, and now me, to join you today, and I look forward to riding the FX service when I'm next in Portland.
Thank you, Regional Administrator Gerke. Really appreciate that. One of the things I wanted to say, I wanted to thank Wilsonville. Where's Wilsonville at? Raise your hand. I want to thank them for being here with us as well. Also, Ride Connections. Wanted to thank you all for being here with us as well. Now I'd like to invite up Oregon Congressman Earl Blumenauer. The congressman grew up close to the Division corridor and has seen a great deal of transformation over the years. Congressman Blumenauer is a transit and cycling advocate, and he has been a strong proponent of this project. Congressman, join me.
Thank you, Sam. We'll let Neri off the hook. You didn't mention she just became a grandmother. I think that's an excuse for her not to be here. But we'll have some things for her to do in the future. And in fact, being under budget, I think we might be able to use some of that for the 82nd Avenue project. Anybody think? Because this is just the next step. I could not be more excited to be in this specific spot. This campus, Madam President, is why I ran for the Portland Community College Board, that they ought to do something on the east side. And this campus, a little late, but exceeded my expectations. And the location is perfect. On the 82nd Avenue revitalization that's coming, the intersection with this bus line is the path for the future. You know, I have a little history with things like streetcar and light rail and bikes, but buses are the backbone of the system. The men and women who operate and maintain them, and thousands of people who use them every day, make the system work. And this system that we're going to ride here today, buses on steroids. It's how we get more out of the bus system, working with the community, new low-carbon equipment. It's going to be an easier, faster experience for riders. They don't have to be tripping over you, get in and out, save time. It's how you get through traffic faster, because this is all about low-carbon efficiency. Now, we've got an opportunity. Some of you may have noticed we passed another infrastructure bill. Thank you, Peter DeFazio. Thank you, thank you, Biden administration. And that infrastructure bill and the approach of the Biden administration is made for us. Low carbon, sustainable, equitable, and those characteristics give us a leg up on the next project. I'm looking at you, Jeff. I'm honored to be here with some of my longtime partners, some of whom you're going to hear from. Shirley Craddock, let's take a moment. Played a key role with JPAC, with the Metro Council, and she thinks she's retiring. We don't know what she's doing next, but we're really proud of what you've done here. Thank you, Shirley. One you're not going to see on the platform is Bob Stacy. Somebody who helped make this possible. We miss you, Bob. Your influence is going to be felt for decades to come, and this is a celebration of your effort. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman Blumenauer. Really appreciate that. And those words also, thank you, Chair Craddock, for your service to our communities as well. Let's give them a big round of applause.
For me?
So, Congressman, if you could come back up. Also, and Chair Craddock, if you could come join us as well. If you come on over, and if we come on over here, and we'll get out in front of her, we're going to get a photo. Again, thank you, Congressman and Chair Craddock. It's also, I believe it's fitting to take a moment here to acknowledge Bob Stacy. He was TriMet's first executive director of planning, and his contributions to transit are intertwined with the services that TriMet provides the community. Please join me in a moment of silence for Bob. Thank you for joining me in the moment of silence for Bob. Next, I would like to ask Metro Council President Lynn Peterson to come up. Metro's work with the community was crucial to getting the Division Transit project off the ground. And President Peterson is an important partner in bringing more and better transit services to our region. President Peterson.
This is a hard day not to have Bob here, but thank you for bringing his spirit. Thank you, General Manager DeSouza, and thank you, TriMet, for hosting another wonderful event, because nobody throws a party like TriMet, right? Because it is what Portland celebrates about itself and all the good that we continue to do and move forward with. I also want to thank you for your kind remarks in remembrance of the great work of Councilor Bob Stacy, our friend and colleague, former boss, colleague, everything to every one of us. We will be forever grateful for his dedication to the state, our nation, our region, and our city. And for the recognition of Councilor Craddock, who I don't know what I'm going to do without in 6 months. But I know that she's a phone call away. She has led so many different conversations with such respect and openness and curiosity that I really appreciate the leadership she has shown through the last 12 years on the Metro Council. Can we just give another round of applause? Both of them have worked so hard in every part of this project. There's so many folks that have worked hard, but everything you see, let's remember the faces of everybody here who put so much time and energy into this. Before I move on, I do also want to recognize Metro staff, because so long ago when we seeded this project at the regional level, we've got folks here. If you'll stand up, Metro staff, much appreciated. A round of applause for. Thanks to our regional, state, and federal partners for all this work to make this vision a reality. The FX2-Division line is a key milestone in a robust regional transportation system and is a demonstration of what can happen when we all work together. And you can see by all of the faces today that it took serious partnership to make this project happen. I'm so happy to be here and be able to be a part of this momentous occasion. It's also great to see our efforts and all the feedback from the community, especially those that served on the Community Advisory Committee. Can you raise your hand? If you're here today from the Community Advisory Committee, just give them a round of applause. One of the things that's most exciting about this project is how it shows the potential for transit corridors that encourage private sector investment in walkable communities. This has been a true private-public partnership on so many different levels, and Jeff, you're one of those folks that really showed how it can be done, so thank you. And there's so many other developers and community members who have worked on the private side to get this going, so thank you. Projects like this and other transit-oriented development create the kind of places, right? Transportation is not for transportation's sake. Transportation investments should be made in order to build and create community, and that's what this project has done on so many different levels. You are going to help reduce carbon emissions. This project will reduce crime, lower housing costs, keep people closer to jobs, and protect the farm and forest land around our region. Thank you all again, and much appreciation to General Manager DeSue. Thank you.
Thank you, President Peterson. Really appreciate that. The Division Transit Corridor is one of the most diverse in Oregon, with many languages spoken in the neighborhoods along here. Apano, the Asian Pacific American Network of Oregon, has served as a voice for this diverse community, and as Division Transit Project and a new FX service was formed. I would like to ask Metro Council Duncan Wong to join me. Before joining Metro, he led Apano and serves as its Community Development Director. Apano not only works to tie the culture, diversity, and people of the corridor together, it calls Division Street home. Councilor, join us.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today about the significance of this project to the community here at the intersection of 82nd and Division, also known as the Jade District. My name is Duncan Huang, and I am the Metro Councilor for District 6, which is where you are now. Since 2013, I have worked at Apano, and our headquarters is right there in that orange building. Thank you. Working with TriMet on this project as a community advocate was very rewarding, very challenging, and there was just a lot of back and forth. So I want to thank all the project staff that heard us complain, rant, dream, and I'm glad we're here today. And thank you for all your work. TriMet showed a thoughtfulness for community engagement and heavily invested in strategies to find out what exactly the community wanted and needed. The Division project brought community-based leadership to planning, and it was the first time that we really saw extensive, culturally specific outreach in an effort to engage the public in many languages. I know many of the folks that worked on that engagement actually helped plan this event. So I don't know if Rosalind is here. Rosalind Hui from the Portland Chinese Times worked with us so much on the engagement process and also in planning this event. Businesses along the corridor were really engaged in the process as well. So FX for us in the community is more than just a transit line. The project has brought significant community benefits to the area, including supporting minority-owned contracting and the development of affordable housing and new transit and safety improvements along the corridor. Now our community can enjoy a faster and safer transit line as well as other much-needed economic benefits. Finally, I would also be remiss if I didn't share a little bit about working on the Division Transit project alongside Councilor Bob Stacy. Back in 2013, that's actually the first time I met him, was working on planning this project, and his legacy of focusing on the community and really engaging voices that traditionally weren't heard resonates today and will forever. So I want to acknowledge the dedication to this work that he put in and share my appreciation for the way he championed community benefits throughout the process. I'm deeply honored to serve as his successor. That's a legacy, a high bar to fill. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce you all to a piece of Chinese cultural heritage as we celebrate this new transit line with a traditional lion dance. It is a privilege to be the first Chinese American Metro Councilor and one of the few Chinese Americans elected in Oregon. Representation is really important and meaningful for our community. Thank you. It means a lot to have this cultural recognition and celebration, and I'm happy to share today with you a bit about the significance of the tradition. So lions represent joy and happiness, and the lion dance is performed to bring good luck. According to legend, a monster referred to as Nian was terrorizing villages until it was chased away by a lion, but the monster returned the following year. The lion was no longer there, so the villagers created a lion costume, and with two people inside pranced and roared at the monster, scaring it away. You'll soon see General Manager Desu and Regional FTA Administrator Gerke feeding the lions lettuce. And that is a great honor. So the Chinese word for lettuce sounds similar to the word for wealth. So that really speaks to the division of opportunities that we're seeing here today. So when the lions eat the lettuce, they'll spit it back out, and is meant to as a blessing of sorts for good luck and prosperity. And just fair warning, those in the front row, you might get some lettuce on you, and it's a great thing. Thank you.
Wow, let's give them another round of applause. What a special moment here. Let's do that again. Yeah. I want to thank the White Lotus Dragon and the Line Dance team and Councilor Wong. Thank you very much. Big round of applause. We at TriMet, along with the FTA, are honored to take part in this beautiful tradition that just took place here. May it not only brings prosperity and good luck for all of our agencies and the FX bus service coming to Division Street, but for all who live and work in the corridor. Let's give a big round of applause there. Also like to say thank you for coming here to General Manager Dwight Brashear. Thank you, you and your family. Also want to thank Andy Howell, the GM of Sandy Transit. Thank you for being here. And also I want to thank the retirees of TriMet. I want to just thank you guys for being here as well. Thank you. Now I'd like to ask Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler and Gresham Mayor Travis Stovall to please join me at the podium. The FX2-Division line further ties together the cities of Portland and Gresham. It's symbolic of the partnership needed for economic prosperity and opportunity for our region. So Mayor Wheeler, why don't you begin?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, thank you. If I were smart, that would be the end of my speech right there. So Commissioner Hardesty and I were sitting here, and we were wondering, who has to follow the Lions? And I was like, I hope it's not me. And on a side note, we were also sitting over here going, you know how you know when you're old? You're old when you watch the Lions and you think, why doesn't that hurt their knees? Well, thank you. I'm really honored to stand here with Travis and with all of you who've come together to pursue a vision, to work together as partners, and this is the right time to celebrate. I love seeing you all here in the same place, together in person, not in a little box on my laptop. And it's great to see people who brought their families too. We all work together, we all know each other, we spend a lot of time together across the table, in the office, on Zoom calls, whatever. But it's really nice to remember what this is actually about. This is about people. And the reason that this is happening successfully, and this will be a catalyst for the city of Portland for many years to come, it's because of people who chose to come together and chose to work together all the way from the federal government to the state government, to our regional government, to our county government, to our local government, to our private sector partners, to our nonprofit partners, to our community leaders and advocates, and all of you. And ultimately the community that said, we want this service. And that's why it's going to be successful. So I'm very happy to be here today. 2 quick points. Number one, the city of Portland has very aggressive climate action goals. And our goal is to reduce our carbon emissions by 40% by the year 2030 and 80% by 2050. And we have been asked time and time again, prove that these aren't just words, throwaway lines in a politician's speech. This success here today, this milestone that we're marking, is proof that we will do whatever it takes to meet those climate action objectives. And I am glad that we talk about this as an opportunity to create equity and livability and access and prosperity for our community. Yes, this is ultimately, it's a transportation project, but what it really is It's the backbone of the community that we want to see going forward. And so I'm going to stop there because I just want to tell you how excited I am to be here to celebrate with all of you. You made this happen. Thank you all. Really appreciate your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And it's good to see all of you out here today. You know what? You are the most beautiful TriMet FX crowd grand opening I have ever seen. Give yourselves a round of applause. Never seen one more beautiful. And Ted, I think if we have something like this in the future, I think you and I should be in the lion suits. Yeah, kind of like the Masked Singer. You know, once we get it done, we just take everything off. Everybody's like, whoa! And I will lift you up just like they did. I can't wait for that. Sounds exciting. So, you know, another thing I can't wait for is I can't wait to see the positive effects. You guys get what I just did? This line is going to have on all the communities it touches. Today is a celebration and is the culmination of years of planning, collaboration, and community resilience. Completing the Division Transit Project and launching TriMet FX Frequent Express represents a new day in our region and a shining example of intergovernmental cooperation. I just want to give a big thank you to our local project partners and staff, leadership from the cities of Portland and Gresham, Multnomah County, ODOT, and Metro. And I want to give a very big thank you to Congressman Earl Blumenauer. I can tell you that I go to Washington, D.C. representing our region a lot. And when it comes to transportation, many times across the city there in our nation's capital, this person is highly regarded for the great work that he's doing, not just here, but the impacts that transcend just our region. So, Congressman Blumenauer, thank you for your dedication and your attention to these important items. I also want to thank our senators Wyden and Merkley for their additional strong advocacy back in Washington, D.C., again, for our region. And many times as we begin to connect to major city centers, now some of you are like, is Gresham a major city center? Yes, it is. We're only the 4th largest city in the state. 90% of you said, what? Yes, number 4. Not that we brag or keep that any track of what that looks like. But none of this happens without champions within our own communities. A couple of folks I just want to highlight because they have been dedicated to this effort for a long time. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Councilor Shirley Craddock, Metro Councilor Shirley Craddock. She was a Gresham City Councilor when much of this work was being done, the ground foundation was being laid. We got Multnomah County Commissioner Lori Stegman, who was also a Gresham City Councilor when much of the foundation was being laid. And then former Mayor Carolyn Eccles, who was also a Gresham City, you get the theme here, Gresham City Council when this foundation was laid. Don't worry, Roberta, I'm coming to an end. Pretty soon she's going to be like, get him off. So I just want to make sure that we highlight some of these folks that have made incredible contributions to this effort. East County has long worked for increased investment, better access, because we recognize that our transportation system is a foundation for economic success in East County. It's also the intersection of equity and climate change. I mean, if we want to have an impact, we have to ensure that we're doing things right. This is the foundation. This is the intersection. I actually get the opportunity to represent equity and transit at the U.S. Conference of Mayors, which I just got back this morning. Yes, this morning. So Gresham is proud to be a regional partner for this critical investment. This project brings more robust transit between downtown Portland and Gresham with better service, new bus stations, and safer pedestrian connections. In Gresham, we are working to increase education, workforce opportunity, and stable housing choices. Transportation investments are a critical component of that and allow our community to get moving as we begin to recover from this pandemic. The City of Gresham is committed to developing a transportation system that's more equitable, safer, innovative, and environmentally sustainable. This project represents the best outcomes of government that we can achieve when we all work together for the betterment of everyone. Now, my excitement for this doesn't just start with the fact that I get the honor and the privilege of serving as the mayor of Gresham, the fourth largest city in the state, but also I was a 2-term TriMet board member when all of this stuff was started. And as you already heard, we got the opportunity and the privilege to deliver the largest contract in Oregon history to a DBE firm, Raymore Construction. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for coming out. I almost left before I did my last responsibility, and that's to turn it back over to Sam Dessou, General Manager, and fellow Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Thank you, Mayor Stovall and Mayor Wheeler. Appreciate that. Really appreciate it. As you heard today, the Division Transit Project has always been about and more than just transit. Although TriMet New XF service will soon be turning heads as it moves more people more efficiently through the corridor. The project has been about community and safety. Transportation Commissioner Joanne Hardesty, please join me on the stage. Today, with the TriMet project and the Portland Bureau of Transportation's work, Division Street is a safer, more comfortable place to move, whether on foot or on wheels. Commissioner.
What a beautiful day on Division Street, yes? My honorable congressman, thank you for your decades of being a leader in your vision around transportation equity. Love you. You guys know the problem when you tell politicians they have 2 minutes to speak is that they actually take the 2 minutes to speak with their written comments, and then they spend 5 minutes talking about something else. And that's just what politicians do. I have to say, welcome, Madam President. Thank you for welcoming us to your campus, to our campus. This is home to me. I am an East Portland resident, and I love this FX project and what it's going to do to revolutionize this community together with community. Before I read my comments, I want to acknowledge Mr. Raymore Sr. And appreciate his visionary leadership for well over 3 decades in this community. Thank you. This community wanted better bus service. As a public transit user myself, I can tell you how challenging it is sometimes to get around on public transit. This community came together with federal, state, local partners, and what we are celebrating today is the result of years of people leaning in, listening carefully, and actually creating one of the best public transit systems in the nation. That's what we're celebrating here today. The work of PBAT through Out-of-Division Safety Project will make our streets safer for everyone who travels in East Portland, including those taking the new FX bus. The Division Transit Project, combined with PBAT Out-of-Division Safety Project, will transform one of the most dangerous high crash corridors in Portland into a much safer place. New crosswalks have been placed with signals located near bus stops, and pedestrian medians have been added. We have improved lighting added protected bike lanes, and made intersections safer. We have a transit-only lane and the next generation transit signal priority to make your commute faster. Yes, that's a good thing, yes. Making it easier, safer, and greener for people to move about their daily lives will move the region towards a better and, dare I say it, more equitable transportation system for us all. I am so thrilled that TriMet with this project has set a minority contracting record, but I want to challenge PDOT, the state, ODOT, and all the other transportation organizations. Be TriMet. See what you can do. I want to end this by thanking the most incredible PDOT director on the planet. His name is Chris Warner, and he has the very best staff on the planet at the Portland Bureau of Transportation. None of this would be possible without Chris Warner's leadership and the incredible people that work every day on behalf of Portland Bureau of Transportation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me say the future of transportation in Portland is looking brighter and brighter. And not just in Portland, but beyond. In our region, it's getting better and better. And one of the reasons why is because the incredible general manager TriMet has the pleasure of having, Mr. Sam Deschutes. I'm going to turn it back over to him.
Thank you, Commissioner Hardesty. Very, very well said. Thank you very much. As Commissioner Hardesty stated and mentioned Raymore Construction, Raymore has laid the foundation for the better type of bus service that's coming to FX. And I want to say that TriMet could have no better partner for the construction of this project. Raymore first began working with TriMet more than 20 years ago on Interstate Max project, now called the Max Yellow Line. During the project, TriMet created a national recognized model for expanding diversity and transportation contracting. We believed then, as we believe now, in supporting businesses owned by women and people of color by providing opportunities on capital projects. Over the decades, Raymore has taken those opportunities and ran with them, growing from a small trucking company to a full-size construction firm. Raymore has earned the Division Transit Project contract, the largest DBE contract in Oregon. And I would like to ask Raymore President Jeff Moreland Sr. to come up.
Okay, Roberta, you're going to be mad because I only got 3 minutes, but I'm going to take more than 3 minutes, so I'm going to tell you that up front. Let me start by, first of all, giving all praises to the Most High Yah, my Elohim, and I say that on this wonderful Sabbath day so everybody knows everything that I do really comes from that place and flows from that place. As you've heard from so many people here, this project is about celebration. Celebration of project, but it's really not about celebration. It's about celebrating people. It's people that put this all together. So everybody who worked tirelessly on this stage and out in the audience, who collaborated, who struggled to get this project done, give yourselves a round of applause. You see, projects are something that we build, but people, that's actually who we are. And that's what I'm here to celebrate today. It's interesting that we wrote this project 4 years ago. We wrote the proposal for this. This was our best proposal. I got told by TriMet I had to step my proposal game up. They said it was a little lacking. So we wrote this proposal. And I want to read two passages from you. One is in the beginning and one is the end, if you bear with me. This was in the cover letter. It said, if selected, Raymore will be the first legitimate DBE to perform as a CMGC on a project of this magnitude. The project itself could actually mean the final step in Raymore's 20-year history of graduating out of the DBE program. This accomplishment would be a testament to both Raymore's determination and TriMet's commitment to not only adhere to, but often exceed the mandated policies and goals outlined in the federal DBE program. Bill Bruce accepting a senior position in a company that he has mentored for years is a tremendous acknowledgement of not only our growth, but the readiness to take the next step. Selecting our firm for this project is the final step in completing a goal that both Raymore and TriMet started almost 20 years ago. Now, again, this was 4.5 years ago, so I'm going to read this quote to you, this 4.5 years ago. It says, "The Small Starts program funded the Division Transit BRT project for TriMet in Portland, Oregon, a national transportation leader. TriMet selected a DBE firm that they have helped develop for almost 20 years as a prime contractor. The project was delivered successfully, and found out now under budget, and reflected and empowered the community. In doing so, it also fulfilled a fundamental goal of the Federal Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program by successfully graduating a minority-owned and operated company from the DBE program. What a tremendous and monumental success." And this was in our proposal as the future. So we fulfilled that future. So, in an effort to not drive Roberta too crazy, let me get going here. It says, we did a video a while back that talked about return on investment, right? And that these projects is not about profit, right? The real return on investment is in people, right? So if we build people, our businesses, all of our businesses get stronger, right? The real return on investment is in people. So I'm going to just read some stats all for y'all to talk about the return on investment for this. This was the largest contract ever awarded to a DBE contractor. Over 75% of the work was completed by DBE companies. 50% of the work was performed by minorities and or women. We contracted with over 50 subs, well over 50 subs, over 40 of them which were DBE. $21 million in salaries. That's huge. Build capacity of many firms, Just Buckets, Advanced Tribal, Colt, Bailey's Construction, so many more that we worked on with this. Renelda Hayes took her company, All About Flagging, and transitioned from just a flagging company to now she's a general contractor. We propped up 2 brand new companies in Arnak and O'Ready to provide new services and to get into this industry. These are minority companies. We hired countless people. We went with many apprentices going from journeymen. We had 2 particular people that went from apprentices on this project to not only journeymen, but made the leap all the way to foreman on this project. And again, I can go on and on and on about the countless things and the ROI, return on investment, that we had on this project. But for the sake of not having Roberta explode, I'm going to close with some thoughts and a poem. Since the beginning of time, we've been constructing our world. We were created to build. Construction is used to build beautiful homes, structures, and common spaces with functioning infrastructure that keeps us connected. It builds people through employment, career pathways, and sustainable businesses so that communities prosper. Unfortunately, flourishing communities has not been the outcome for everyone. Historically, it has been used to create wealth for a select few. Through oppression, displacement, and disenfranchisement of the many, those without power have not been allowed to equitably participate or share in the wealth and prosperity that has been created through construction. When companies like Raymore, who have been historically locked out, are giving meaningful opportunities from agencies like TriMet to control and or participate in large infrastructure projects like the Division Transit Project, the industry is transformed. Construction can be an engine of change so that all communities flourish and everyone may experience a sense of belonging. Until people have access to meaningful work and are connected to place and community, the intergenerational healing process that is so desperately needed cannot begin. When true knowledge is given, when a living wage is provided, when higher positions are available, when businesses are supported, when my home is purchased, when my family is provided for, now I breathe, now I thrive, now I live. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very much. We at TriMet and the FTA would like to recognize just what a historic moment the Division Transit Project represents. With DBEs completing more than 75% of the construction to date, that's right, more than 3/4 of the work, it far surpasses any major TriMet project or large project in the state of Oregon for the percentage of work performed by small and minority-owned businesses. Let's give a big round there. To honor Raymore's dedication to expanding economic opportunity and helping others find a path to success, we present you, Jeff, with what we call a Legacy Award. So I've asked Linda to come join us here, and you could just stand in between. Jeff, you come here. Jeff, why don't you come in the middle? Yeah, there we go. And Linda's going to hold. I'm going to read to you what's on it. It reads, in recognition of Raymore Construction for your growth and accomplishments as a DBE firm over the past 2 decades with TriMet, you have created a lasting legacy representing what can be accomplished through intentional partnerships and a commitment to empowering other small minority and women-owned businesses. Congratulations. All right, it's about time to kick off the FX2-Division grand opening with festivals here at PCC Southeast, also near the OMSI Southeast Water Street Station at the Tillicum Crossing, and also at Gresham's Farmers Market. The festivals feature food, live music, art, multicultural presentations, special promotions, all the way up until 5 p.m. tonight. And I would also like to once again thank our sponsors for making these festivals possible. I want to thank the Division Midway Alliance for holding its Festival of Nations today, as well as all of the businesses along Division Street joining this celebration. It's time to check out the new FX buses manufactured by Nova Bus, and also for us to take our first ride to Gresham and back. The buses will then continue on to the community celebrations near Tillicum Crossing. And for those that want to go there, just stay on the buses and ride to that location. Each one of us will have a badge, and your badge will indicate what bus that you're on. The first bus, which is on the left, is for those with black badges. The second bus that's on the right is for those with white badges. So let's have the Line Lotus Lions lead the way to the buses. Let's go.